Hello everyone, this is Global EduTalks and I am Jackson Subedi. Global EduTalk is a TV show that obviously will come in all social media, but here we are trying to bring in university experts, university recruiters, trying to get education leaders, trying to get someone from direct university or colleges to come here and give direct information to all our audiences. If you are a student, a parent, or anyone who has interest about study abroad, so this is the show for you. What we do, as I said, industry experts, those who have done lots of researches in education, right? They'll come here, they'll speak about the university, they'll give you idea on scholarship, on career opportunities, on different information about the university. Similarly, today, at the first episode of Global EduTalk, we have distinguished guest. We have Dinesh Alwani, who is a graduate from US, who represents Park University as a recruitment manager for South Asia region. He is here with us today, and I'll take this opportunity to welcome our guest. Welcome to Global EduTalk, Dinesh.
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you so much for having me here.
We are privileged enough to have you in our show in this first episode, and I appreciate your time and effort to come all the way to our venue at Dusit Princess today.
Yes.
So first section, let's hear something about your university, something that our audience would like to hear about Park University. Where is it located? What is this university? How big it is? And why are international students loving your university?
The best thing is Park University started in 1875, so that we just completed 150 years last year. So it's a legacy school. So I would also like you guys to, when you do your research, go on the website or go on any YouTube channel.
Exactly.
You see how the campus looks. So it's a beautiful, castle-like campus. It's a legacy school because it's a 150-year-old school. And also the surroundings, it's based on the banks of Missouri River. So it is very aesthetically also very beautiful. So, while you're a student, while you're studying, you also want some kind of calm while in the chaos. So I think Park University provides that, and most of our university professors have more than 15 to 20 years of teaching experience. And it's based in North Kansas City in Missouri State. So it's just 20 minutes from the Kansas City airport. So it's like not too quiet but not too busy. It's right, if you want to go for the city bustle, it's like right near downtown, but at the same time if you want a countryside experience, it's right in the middle. So it's a combination of that. So it's a beautiful place, I would say.
Nice. Okay, a castle-like university where the city is very near, and then you also, let's say, if you are very much focused on your study, and then you are, let's say, doing academically you are excelling and everything is there, but again you want to see how what kind of lifestyle is there in the US cities, right? Now, can you tell us more about what students would like to hear is what kind of programs that you offer at Park University, and also let's say how affordable are the programs at Park University?
So for bachelor students, we have over 30 programs, and we have few programs in masters as well. So it ranges from computer science, management, cyber security, then we have psychology, we have information system and business analytics. So we have a lot of programs which actually cater to the international student audience. We also have a lot of scholarships. It's also, the tuition fees are really affordable. For undergrad it's like $17,000 per year. For grad is $23,000 for the entire year, including accommodation. So the great thing is, because of the great scholarship, it turns out to be very affordable for international students.
When it comes to international education, and when it comes to US in particular, audiences, students, parents are very much keen to understand about the scholarships.
Correct.
Right? They come to us, they say directly that, hey, why US? Because US provides good amount of scholarships, right? Correct. Can you tell us a little bit more about the scholarships?
Sure. So scholarships is up to $6,000 per year. So if, like as I said, like undergrad is $17,000, so you can get up to $5,000. So your yearly cost comes down to $12,000 to $13,000 per year, which is really affordable. And every year you can apply for the scholarship. So it's not like a one-time thing. It's renewable, but of course there are conditions to that. You have to maintain a GPA of 3.0 and also a scholarship essay. So currently the essay topic is why do you want to study at Park University? And every year there'll be a different essay topic, but the GPA has to be maintained. The popular programs are information system and business analytics, management, cyber security, computer science, psychology. We have over 30 programs of bachelor's and few programs of master's.
Beautiful. So after scholarship, as I can see, that undergrad students can have a very affordable tuition fee, right? Let's say around $12,000 in a year. That means it's $1,000 a month, right?
Correct.
So it's very affordable to have a US education. Okay, so now tell me, Dinesh, like what are the career outcomes? Let's say there are students, because business analytics is very, very popular, right, in this part of the world. So after they graduate from Park University, what kind of career outcomes that they can expect?
So the best thing is we have career fair twice a year. Last year, 100 companies employed our students, Park University students, either on CPT or OPT. So there were big companies, mid-sized companies, small companies. It started from like management roles in the industry. It's also computer science, information system, business analytics. So we had a range of companies and who took part, and every year, twice a year, we do have this. So students get an opportunity to get jobs. In fact, we are ranked top 8% by Dale Carnegie classifications, where all our students get the maximum salary after they graduate as compared to other universities, and only 8% of the US universities get that kind of ranking. So recently we were ranked with that. And we do have a student counselor for every student, so if they need any assistance, like whether planning their career, in resume, different kind of workshops, they always are there somebody's always there to help them from the team.
So let's understand the size of the university, right? How big is the university? How many students are there? And how many international students in particular study at Park University?
So total students currently would be 5,800 and international students would be 1,500 in total. So we do not take more than 15 to 20 students per batch. Because we believe in having personal attention by the professor to the student, and I feel, being an ex-international student myself, that personal attention really helps a lot, because here the professor knows your name, because the class size is small. You can always approach the professors, and I feel as international students sometimes we are hesitant to approach directly, right? I think that's an Asian thing. So we can definitely learn a lot from professors and from your other colleagues and students. Also, I feel because the atmosphere is the whole study curriculum is very practical. You have classes just once a week, and it doesn't mean the other 6 days you can party or something. You do have lot of assignments, lot of projects which is industry led. So you'll have either a thesis paper or you'll have some project which is related to a company, like it's very practical. Unlike in other countries in South Asia, too much focus is given on theory, on like remembering, memorizing things, but that's not the thing. Here of course you will have textbooks, but that's just for reference purposes. But the other times you'll be working on projects, assignments which is due by the end of the week or next week. So that's the reason we make it a practical led option, so that when you go to actual real job, theory won't help you after you graduate, right? After you graduate, this assignments, this practical work that's going to help you. So that's the reason we have classes only once a week, so that the other 5 days a week you can focus on these, and of course other 2 Saturday, Sunday you can chill.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alwani, for such invaluable insights. Now we have an interesting segment, right? Just to make the show more lively, I have rapid fire round. As you know, with the name of the round, it's rapid fire. I'll throw a bunch of questions at you, right? I have the question here. I'll throw the bunch of questions at you. You cannot take forever to answer. Just make it quick.
I'll be rapid.
And then, whatever comes to your mind, just go for it. Okay? Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. Minimum GPA required for admission?
3.0.
3.0. So both for bachelor's and master's?
No, in fact, for undergrad it's 2.5, for grad is 3.0.
Okay,
yeah.
for undergrad 2.5, for grad 3.0. Is PTE or any English test waiver possible for undergrad, for grad?
For undergrad, no, they still have to give some English test, but for grad, yes, on the basis of MOI letter, medium of instruction letter.
Okay, if someone has medium of instruction on top of their qualification graduation report, then they can also qualify for an English test waiver.
Waiver, correct.
Beautiful. Is there an application fee for international students?
Yes, it's $75, but we may give you a application code waiver later. Okay. That's a surprise. So yeah, we will have that.
Okay. Are there scholarships available for South Asian students?
Yes, there are up to $6,000 yearly. Yeah.
Beautiful. Are on-campus jobs available for international students?
Yes, we do have on-campus jobs part-time, which they can do 20 hours a week.
Okay. How many hours can students work part-time per week?
20 hours a week.
20 hours. Average class size at your university?
15 to 20.
20. Okay. What's the student to faculty ratio?
15:1.
15:1. What is the deadline flexibility for late applicants? You know, like we in South Asia, we might be very late when we think of applying, right?
So it depends on program and when the student applies really, and depends on the intake.
Okay.
So we can give an extension letter, basically maybe 10-15 days or up to a month. As I said, really depends on the program. So we can do that.
Beautiful. That's so there is flexibility.
Yeah.
How safe is the city where your university is located?
It's very safe. North Kansas City is one of the safest places in the US, and Missouri State in general is considered to be very safe.
Okay. What is the most popular program among entire international students?
Computer science, cybersecurity, management, information system and business analytics. These are the top selling programs.
Beautiful. That was rapid, and that
I tried to be very rapid.
Exactly. That was very rapid as we wanted. Thank you very much. Very good. Very good, Dinesh. Very good. Okay, so that was now moving on to another part of the show, right? Even it gets better, right? It even gets more and more interesting. So this is something unique that we are trying to do in this show. It's the segment is called myth busting segment. So we'll watch here. There will be 3 myths that we'll be busting today, and then you can take your time to answer. Does not have to be rapid, but we have to clarify if this is a myth or it's in general real thing that's going on. Okay, so I'll give you a myth and you can take your time to bust it.
Sure.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's get the myth on the screen. Now this is Mythbusters. There comes the first myth, okay? What it says is students with, let's say, very high scores in English, or let me add academically, right? So is this a myth, or how do you like to explain that?
Myth.
Oh, that's a myth.
Yeah,
can you explain a little bit?
So it is not necessary, not just not just academically high students, like even a GPA, as I mentioned, 2.5 for undergrad and for grad 3. Also, because of the affordable tuition at Park Universities and great scholarship, it is very affordable. So if 2.9, let's assume it's for a grad student, because the requirement is 3. So there are 2 scenarios. So if the student gets 2.9, but the overall profile is good, like, the SOP is good, the financials are in place, and everything else is fine, we may consider probationary admission. If it's below 3.0, they might have to provide a low GPA essay if it's like even below 2.9. So suppose it's 2.7 or something like that. So we may consider, based on a low GPA essay, explaining why the grades were low and what will they do to maintain that 3.0 GPA further. So that could be one of the scenarios. Other scenarios, if it's for undergrad, is 2.5, so there could be possibility some students have 2.4 or something lower than that. The same applies there. We can give, but we don't encourage that. We encourage you to have at least 3.4 and 2.5 in undergrad, but it's possible.
That's wonderful. So let's go and let's try to bust the second myth. This, I hear it all the time, right? Second myth: studying in the US is only for very rich students. So I think we'll cover it a little bit in our first myth, but is it true? Like, do you need to have a lot of money to go and study in US?
Not anymore.
Okay, not anymore.
Not anymore. So it was a myth. This is a very old myth, like since time immemorial, that you need a lot of money.
Exactly.
You don't. Even if you have like a decent, you have savings decent, or you can take student loans. So right now there are a lot of opportunities for international students, as I mentioned. So there are great scholarships. Even when you apply for visa, you have to show at least you can cover 1 year of studies for before your visa. So it is very affordable. It's no more that only rich students can go. So it's a complete myth.
Okay, so that's a myth, guys. Let's see what we have on the screen and what we try to bust. Okay, students cannot work in the US while they are studying. So I'm sure there are some of the options that student can pick, but I want you to clarify, if student cannot work, then this myth might be true. If they can work, what are the options?
So the first option is part-time jobs, where they can work 20 hours a week legally on campus as per the US government rules. So I would suggest the students, even if you don't get a part-time job which is directly related to your syllabus or curriculum, do it anyway.
Exactly.
Because it gives you at least the opportunity to start working in another country and get used to the culture and the working environment, how it works. So do it anyway. Apart from that, of course, later would be CPT. You have to apply for CPT when you're there, and then OPT, of course, after you graduate. But while you're studying, part-time jobs, and then later CPT, those options are there.
Exactly.
So definitely, this is a very big myth that you cannot, work while studying. You can.
Okay, so we just busted all 3 myths, and all 3 myths were actually a myth. Nothing was real. And I think those 3 are the biggest challenge or biggest question when it comes to the US. And students and parents, if you're watching this, then I'm sure you got your answer. So now, moving on to another segment for today, for this episode, is Q&A. Right? So we have received some questions from those who have followed our social media channels. They are very, very, let's say, they just jump, and then when you are researching about any country, you have so many questions in your mind, right?
Correct.
So someone who was, let's say, researching about US has reach out to us with the questions, and then we have picked 3 questions for today, which we'll put up. So we'll put up the segment there on the screen, but I will ask you questions, and then let's answer them. Okay. Sure. I have a question from that comes from India. It says, so I'm a student from India and I really want to study in the United States. Right? But I'm worried about the cost and managing my expenses while studying. So there is something like, when I meet parents say that, how much do I need for entire 4 years of bachelor's program? Correct. Right? They think that they need entire amount in their bank account to go and study, right? So that if those who just has a year expense, enough amount for the entire year, right? So what do they have to worry about not having enough expense in their account, or what is it like? So this question I'd like you to answer, because you, as a graduate from US, you have studied in the US, you have managed your expenses yourself. Correct. So who better can answer that? Dinesh. Okay.
So there are some tips I would like to give as an ex-student. So first of all, you do not have to worry so much. Initially, you just have to show 1 year of expenses during the visa. Yep. And plus our payment options are very flexible. Okay. So you do not have to pay the entire year tuition in advance. So you can pay semester wise. Once you go there, we'll give you a payment plan. Okay. So that doesn't put a financial burden on the students or parents in some cases. So that option is it's available. And then of course you go there yearly or semester wise, you can make the payments. And also secondly, I would like to say is, of course, the scholarships also help a lot, to bring down your tuition cost overall. And also I would suggest students, especially boys, I mean, I'm not being, sexist here, but please learn basic cooking.
Oh yeah.
Because,
Very important.
it's very difficult, and it can be expensive if you want to like eat out every day. So learn some basic, save up on there. Of course, go and have fun over the weekends, eat out, party, whatever you want to do. But learn some basic skills so that at least you can learn, survival, cooking skill. So that will save up a lot on money. And try to stay on campus. We do have on-campus accommodation as well. So that saves up on the traveling cost as well. We do have off-campus options also, but it is usually near the, the campus, but sometimes you need to take a bus or sometimes you need to walk it up. So I would say you can save up there also. Try to save as much you can.
Exactly. Yeah. Going to the third question, let's see what we have here. An audience member, she asks, if a student arrives in the US on an F1 visa, but later decides not to continue with the university, right? They were not to continue the same university they were admitted to. What options do they have, and what rules should they be aware of? So the question is basically, can they leave F1 visa and do something else, right, in the US? So how challenging that is? What does the rule say?
So if you arrive on F1 visa and suppose you want to, as it says, maybe later decides not to continue, so there could be two scenarios if you're not continuing. Either you're going to another university or switch your status from M1 to any other. Okay. So the first one is still possible if you want to go to another university, but we do not encourage that because that doesn't show the seriousness of the student. But some students do transfer out to another university, so that is possible. Changing the status could be very challenging because then again, if you get a job or something, because if you have gone on F1, the legal route is way better on OPT or CPT. If you're going there, changing the status to some like a work visa or something else, so it could be challenging.
I'm sure there are lots of obstacles that comes in your way when you're preparing for any country, right, for this matter. And then what I like to say is, the only option that you have is turning obstacles into opportunities, right? So you have to do that. If you're serious about US education, then start preparing, start researching, go and look out for Park University, go to the website and then see all the information. And who knows, Park University can be a best fit for you. Go affordable education right nearby the city, have that education, do some trainings, practical trainings, and come back to your home country, and then I'm sure stay close to your family and then do what you can do the best. Right? So that's what we want to do. Now, that was the last segment that we had. So we had quite a few segments in this episode today. Now, before we conclude today's episode of Global EduTalk, I want you, Mr. Dinesh Alwani from Park University, to give some advice. I'm sure you have given a ton of advice already, but I want you to give good advice for students or parents, those who are watching us today through this medium. I want you to tell them a little bit, let's say, encourage them on what would be best now to start planning for a US university if they are very serious about it. So how to go about it, and then if there's any waivers or codes or anything that you would like to give away, this is your time to speak to the audience that we have here.
I would say plan early, so the entire process can take anywhere between 6 to 12 months if you apply to any university in the US. Do research on your program which you want to go, do research on the university you want to go, see if the program you need, it matches your requirement. If the university's curriculum, read the curriculum. And you have to see if it matches your requirement. Don't just do it because your friend is going or some relative is going or somebody suggested. Do your own research. That's important. And also see what are the career outcomes. Don't just do a program because it's popular. And the main thing is the program which you are going for has to be of your interest, not just because it's popular. So you have to be, because if you are interested in the subject matter, you will excel in that. It will become your passion and you will get a great job later, or maybe business if you want to do. So keep that in mind. Do it because you love doing it. And at Park University specifically, it's not just studies. We have a lot of other things. We have a lot of workshops which will also help you further. We have resume building workshops, we have interview skills workshop, we have H1B workshops, so we help you throughout the way. And we do have some waiver codes. The current international fee waiver code is international in capitals. Okay. So use the waiver code it will waive off the $75 application fee. The waiver code changes every 2 to 3 months. So currently it's that it depends when you apply, it might change, but currently it's international in caps, in letters. So plan early. If there are any questions, of course you can get to the team and they'll help you out. But just be confident, and when you go for the visa, just prepare well. As I said, do a lot of practice, mock practice sessions, and you'll be fine, good to go.
I'd like to thank Mr. Alwani today for coming to our show. It's Global EduTalk, and we are very happy to have Park University here, and you as a recruitment manager for South Asia. You're doing absolutely wonderful, and we wish you all the very best in your endeavors. Whatever you're doing, keep on shining, keep on motivating all these students. Those who are watching here today, you will get a free, let's say, the summary page, infographic summary page that you can see on this screen right now. So this infographic thing, you'll get it in your inbox. You'll get a student guidebook for your preparation to the US. You'll get all the interview questions. There's a big booklet that you'll receive. What you need to do is just go to GlobalEduTalks.com and sign up there. Once you sign up, you'll get that booklet, the downloadable link, into your inbox directly. Okay, that's how you go about it. That's all for today. Actually, we have spoken a lot about the university, about the courses, programs, and everything. So that is all from our side. Thank you very much once again, Mr. Alwani.
Thank you, Jackson, for having me here, and thank you to the entire crew of Global EduTalks for arranging the whole thing. And thank you to the audience as well for being so patient and listening to the entire episode. And good luck for everybody who is interested in quality education abroad. And thank you so much once again.
Yes, students and parents and those who are watching us today. First episode is done. It was Park University from Missouri, USA. Thank you very much for watching us today. This is Global EduTalk, where we bring industry expert university recruiters directly to our show to answer your question. This is the show where you can validate your doubts, right? You can write to us. You can use the email address that's provided here. help@globaledutalks.com will give you all the answers. Thank you very much. I'm signing off for today. I'm Jackson Subedi, and this is Global EduTalk, your window to study abroad.